Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today I'm really excited. We have a foreign currency grab bag to search through, and this one's from my good friend John, who in the past has kind of sent some material along our way to unbox. Basically, there's a bunch of local coin shops that he frequents in his area, which is pretty far away from Connecticut, and he tries to pick up a lot of their world coins and some of their world currency and send them up to me, pay him a little bit more than he pays for it basically. But anyways, I'm really excited to see what we have in here. In the past we've certainly had some good finds, so we'll look forward to opening this up, and I'll try to do my best to ID all of the notes so that maybe you can kind of figure out what some notes in your collection might be, or just kind of follow along a little bit better. It's good for me to realize as well, and we'll see if there's anything super valuable inside. And like I said, can't wait to see what's inside, and I'm just going to open it up right here and yeah, go note by note. And good news, it looks like the first note is not something that I recognize. So sometimes there's a phenomenon where all of the currency is like super similar in all of the world note lots basically, but some of this stuff looks new. So we'll see how that evolves, but hoping for the best, obviously. And the phone started ringing right as I was picking up the first note, so I figured I would just restart. But this one looks Cambodian to me based off of the front of the design. And there it says National Bank of Cambodia, 2014, maybe like 1 or 200 reals. I believe they're still on the real. And I'd wonder if that is still a spendable note. The note after it also having a pretty similar design, and I'm assuming it'll probably be a 50 real. This one from 2002. I have no idea how depreciated their currency is. This one I recognize also previously circulating currency from Jamaica, 2007 right there, $50 coin, or not coin, but note obviously, and a neat Doctor's Cave Beach looks like on the back. I always like the notes because they're just so different in terms of the various designs that are on these. Right here is a $1 note, and a lot more colorful, and just, yeah, a totally different thing than doing a world coin grab bag. Though you don't get toning or anything, any uncirculated. Well, you can have uncirculated, but it's not like it looks that much better. It's more that's not folded. Nice beach there on the back of that one. This is cool because I do a collection as well of just separate issuing entities. I don't know if I have Congo. So Banque Centrale du Congo. This is going to be probably 50 francs, which 50 francs. And yeah, I'd assume that that's it. So that's great. You never know what you're going to find here. This one looks like it's from Transylvania, and 2007, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's got a very cool security strip. I've seen some much older ones here. Maybe this is kind of just Russian or something like that. But I feel like this figure has appeared on Transylvanian currency in the past. It could just be a different issuing entity now. This one says SRBIJ, so that's probably going to be Serbian. 10 dinara. Also looks pretty modern. Yeah, very cool. 2013. So it's fun to get a little bit more modern material as well. This one maybe looks like Egyptian, 2018, 10, or Pakistani, 10 rupees. Because often, yeah, this is very different stuff. Here is a Venezuelan, 2 bolivar. And I don't know, this is from 2018, so this is probably totally worthless in terms of what you could spend it for. They had a lot of rampant inflation. Then we have 10 francs from Amafrika Ijana. Oh, Burundi, 100 francs. Wow. That's a great find. I haven't seen that type of currency before, nor have I seen this one. It looks like 50 of something. Central Bank of Egypt, 50 piastres. I forget exactly the conversion ratio. Here's a 10 or 5 franc from Algeria, 1942, World War II. So this would have been under the French control, or maybe at that point it was, French speaking, but Vichy France. I'm not exactly sure. And I'll be curious to see as I go through if any of these are super valuable. One of something that might be Pakistani, probably going to be older as well. Then we have this, which looks Israeli, 1958. Bank of Israel, probably 1 lira would be my best guess. But I'll have all of this updating. 500 lira from Italy. They used to have these as silver coins. Then as time went on, by whenever this was released, they were using the paper instead. Just a trend seen on pretty much every country's currency. Here's 10 lirasi, lira from Turkey. I think that we had them in the last lot. as well as this is kind of a classic note. I think it's like one. I don't think it's yen, but it's one small denomination from China. Bank of Jamaica, 10 shillings, super cool. This one looks a little bit older. It's stained, but 1960. Maybe it's a little older. Maybe there's some value there. That would be fun. We've got a 50 bolivares here from Venezuela. Nice and worn. Let's see, 1998. So they also had runaway inflation. This is a crisp 1945 100 bolivars note from Bolivia. And then a Bank of Korea. I actually want to check out the back of this coin. Let's see what it looks like. It has a weird texture to it, a little bit of like some resin. I think that just got on it unrelated. This one looks like probably going to be a Chinese note off in the back. Yeah, the Federal or the Central Reserve Bank of China, 1945 won. In good condition. There can be some pretty good Chinese notes, so I'll have to look into that. This one is really cool. 2 million mark, 1923 from Germany. Just totally rampant hyperinflation at this point. These were being printed and they were worth basically nothing. But yeah, so there you go. It's 5 Millionen Mark. And I can't quite read all of that. But let's see. This was from September 1923. I'm sure it was worthless a few months later. Another, and you can see the quick inflation, 2,000 bolivars. And there's probably not really any difference in terms of what they're worth. But as the Venezuelan currency just totally inflated, and this is from 2016, at this point it's not even worth enough, so it just gets thrown in kind of a random grab bag. I think I paid $50 for this, and I think that we're probably going to do all right on it overall. This one looks like an older Dominican Republic peso oro note, a gold peso, though I doubt that I can exchange that for much gold. Here's a 1,000 zloty note. That would be worth a lot. I don't think that this is still circulating. I think that they revalued their currency in 1980 after 1982. This one is neat because I think it's from like Kyrgyzstan, something pretty eccentric of a country, one of those Central Asian states. Then we have 100 escudos from Portugal, 1988. This is another design that I've never seen. And I wonder if there's an exchange policy on the escudos. It would be good to look into. Brazil, 5 cruzeiros. This is a classic note that gets included, as well as this, which is a Tajikistan one. I want to say Som. I forget exactly what it is. This one is, allied military currency, very familiar looking, but I really like the color on this one. 1943, 1 lira, and I don't exactly know. That would be a cool video to kind of get in depth as to how those actually function. Looks like we have another, I want to say Hrvatska's Croatia, 1 dinar here with, I don't know who, Ruder Boskovic. I'm not familiar with Ruder. Then we have 1 Cruzeiro from Brazil. This one looks like a Mongol, maybe 50 Mongo note. 2016. I'm curious what the exchange rate. I have no idea. Probably not worth too much, but it would still be fun to look into. We have 100 drachma then from 1967. That's another country that experienced a lot of inflation. 50 drachma to follow it up. Let's see, with the back. Nice little, looks like an industrial building of boats. Kind of cool to have that on. Here's a Government of India 1 rupee note. And this one, let's see how recent this is, 2016, so they even have the coin there. And here's a fun fact. Oh, sweet, it's the exact same date. So you could, I probably would go with the coin, but you could have the bill as well. So just making some videos from a different channel about some of the Indian coins. This one also looks like one Yi Zhao 1980 from China. And then we have 5,000. Is this, what? No idea. Maybe this is 5,000 won from South Korea, but I don't know if that looks like a different entity. I doubt I doubt it would be North Korea. That would be really cool. 2006. I don't think so. I'm not totally sure, just to be honest. We have another Greek 50 drachma. Then here we have 50 dinara from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wow, 1992. I haven't seen one of these notes in a while. I recognize it vaguely. This one, first time seeing this one, 50 shillings from Somalia. And they actually have a silver coin that I actually think is pretty cool. I think it's the Somalian elephant. Here we have 2, maybe Bangladesh or maybe Nepal. I'm not totally sure what country this is going to be. 2011. We have a Central Bank of Nigeria 5 Naira. And this, yeah, 2019 feels super modern, and it's like the texture of the bill, it's like kind of plasticky, which I kind of like that. I think that the U.S. should move towards that. So I think that you can have good anti-counterfeiting measures, but they have to figure that one out. Whoa, Madagascar. There's no chance that I have any Madagascar currency already. 100 Ariari. That is neat. Check that out. And maybe this is a super rare note, but I doubt it is. And it shows, there's so many cool ways to collect that are not super expensive. This one probably, I'm hoping Kyrgyzstan is right. But, you don't always have to spend on big money things. You can do a lot of collections. This one's in Malaysia. I should know what it is. It's, ringgit. There's so many ways to collect that are fun, and you don't have to spend huge sums of money on things. Here's 1 won, 1999, from China. That would probably be worth, my guess is like 10 cents on the exchange rate, something like that. 20 kwacha from Malawi. Malawi has a lot of currency, and it's, that ends up in like foreign grab bags. This one I haven't seen before, but Sim might be Uzbekistan, I want to say. 200 of something. There's a lot of SOM denominated, but I was working at an internship where we would issue debt for help a lot of emerging markets companies issue debt and raise debt. And one of the highlights or headlines in the general emerging markets debt was that I think Uzbekistan issued debt denominated in its local currency for the first time. That was like 6 months ago or so, or maybe more by the time I release this. Here's Vietnam 500 dong, or I think it's fun or dumb. I think it's 500 dumb is how you say it. This one is a very cool looking 500, probably again, it's probably a Central Asian country. Then we have 100 of something from Myanmar, 100 kyats. And again, no idea on the exchange rate there. But these are a lot of really cool notes. I'm not going to focus too much on the Greek because we already saw it. This one's slightly higher denomination, 5 Wu Zhao. And I don't know if China revalued their currency or what, if you can exchange that for anything. But just as we go through here, another Madagascar note. Wow. 100 Ariari, this time from 2004. Just so fun to see all of the different designs. The currency is so vibrant. I think that this is probably 100 Mongo. Eritrea, 1 Nafka. I think I purchased one of these. One of the first ways I ever collected currency was collected anything numismatic was with the notes. And so I remember purchasing one from Eritrea a long time ago. Another Cruzeiro from Brazil. But I should go through that collection. I always say I will. And then I always forget. This one, I believe, is from maybe Belarus. I want to say Belarus. Something like that. Maybe it's Russia. Then we have a 1,000 note from Brazil. Haven't seen any of those. Generally, it's, working in the much lower amounts. Or 10,000. Wow. So, maybe that's a better note. I don't know. But there was probably some sort of massive inflation problem there, and they had to revalue everything. This is neat. Haven't seen this one before. 1,000 rupees from Indonesia. I've seen a lot of the other denominations, but not the 1,000 note, so that's great. Then we have 10,000 or 1,000 yen. So that's a good note. I think that's probably worth $10 just on the exchange rate. So that's a great pickup for us today, plus a fun note just itself. I don't think that's been demonetized. And, the Japanese yen, it can add up. 100 dam from Vietnam again. This one looks like more just strict. This is what I was talking about when I said I saw something similar before. I believe that this is Transylvanian, which I'm not even exactly sure what region that encompasses. Then we have 5 soles, Nuevo Soles from Peru. Or maybe it's just Old Soles, 1970. It's going to be the year. It's really quite worn though. And then we have a Venezuelan 5 Bolivar. I wonder if you can order stacks of the Venezuelan currency. This one looks like 20 shilling from the Austrian bank. This would have been probably worth a good bit at one point. Yeah, and there we go. The person kindly wrote on it. Probably not what I would recommend to do to your currency that you have. 50 Belarusian rubles, 1992. What is this? This is super neat. 5 of something from Nepal. 5 rupees. That is so neat. Check that out. It's gorgeous. 2017 AD. Love that they have that in the currency, just in case it, you might have thought it was from BC. Then we've got this one, quite a regal look for this man. Maybe this is like Armenian, because there's a lot of Christian imagery, and I believe Armenia or maybe Georgia could be one of those two. Not totally sure. Then we've got this, which looks like, oh, I'm always bad. Maybe is that like 25 piastres from Central Bank of Egypt? Fun. Another 500 lire here. Then we get to Jamaica, a $2 note. This one, 1960, going back a little bit of a ways as well. So I think I'm getting more Jamaican currency, which is always kind of cool. It's neat because a lot of this stuff, 20 kyats from Myanmar, the countries that are mostly represented here are often much smaller, where it makes, their currencies get devalued. It's a lot easier, and makes sense to just sell it or bring it outside the country instead of spend it. 1988, something here. It looks like communist, maybe Laos. Then we have Bhutan, 1 Ngultram. Not totally sure if I'm getting that right, but I think I purchased this one. It's fun to see because, yeah, I definitely purchased some of these when I was like 10 or 11 to fit in my collection. Venezuelan 1,000 bolivars. Let's see what that is. 2015. Oh, 5 Ngultram from Bhutan as well. And I don't think I have any Bhutan currency. So here's 10 francs, looks like, from the Bank of France. Let's see, 1974. So this would have been probably worth like $1.50 on the, if you're just spending it. This one looks like 10 Larasi. Looks a little more recent. 1970, it says there. So I don't know. I bet that's been devalued, but if not, maybe this is worth like $2 or $3 at the current exchange. Then we have one here of something super cool, pink and, very, blue and yellow. Forgetting the colors of the names of the colors for a minute there. But I think that this is probably going to be maybe, European, Middle Eastern area. Then we have 5 pesos from Argentina. They had a lot of monetary reforms and a lot of monetary switch-arounds. And then lastly, 1,000 rupees from Indonesia. Really cool, or not, yeah, from Indonesia. Really cool way to finish up this hunt. I mean, I don't exactly know a lot of the value, but I will, going back first, thanks to John for making this available, but I'm going to go back, try to give you the exact notes and the names of the notes so that you just have it for reference, and then I'll kind of include a little thing in case there's any that are worth, maybe $3 or $4 or more than that, just so that you have a sense of what we have. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my other platforms like my Instagram, TreasureTownYT, my website, treasuretownyt.com, and a whole host of other ones like Facebook, Twitter, and more. All of that is going to be found in the description below the video. So I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my other videos, and I hope you have a great day.